So, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Law Simplified by Tiruthi. So, today's video's topic is a very important one. So, please watch this video fully. So, becoming a judge is already a very long and difficult journey. But imagine adding 3 more years to it. 3 years that could make or break someone's chances. And especially for women, this could mean losing out on opportunities completely. So, today, let's talk about the Bar Council of India's rule requiring 3 years of practice before appearing for the judiciary exam. Is this rule fair? Or is it another roadblock, especially for women? So let's dive in. So, first, let's talk about what this rule is about. So, the BCI has made it mandatory for law graduates to practice as advocates for at least 3 years before they can sit for the judicial service examination. So, the idea behind is to ensure that the judges have first hand experience of how the court function. You know, it basically they want more experienced judges. So this sounds very good in theory, but in reality, it creates a major problem, especially for women aspiring to be judges. Now, most students finish their law degree by 23 or 24. And if you add 3 years of mandatory practice, their first attempt at judiciary exam would be 27 or 28, and then comes the societal expectation. So for many women in India, these years, the mid to late 20s, are when they face immense pressure to get married. So many families discourage them from pursuing long term career, let alone one that requires them to struggle in courts for years. So by the time they're finally allowed to prepare, it might be too late, or the responsibility may have multiplied. And also 27, 28, people think that it's the ideal age for women to get married, and obviously families would want girls to get married by that age. So the first attempt at 27, 28 would be very problematic for women, and the result of this would be that fewer women in the judiciary. So that is a major problem because representation matters. Now the judiciary is already male dominated. If you can see that there are basically women make up only a small fraction of judges in India, and if we want more women in position of power, we need to remove barriers and not add more. So the 3 year rule is making the path harder for women who already have to fight against the societal expectations. So the system that favors those with financial stability and strong legal connection will now make it even harder for young and first generation female lawyers to enter the judiciary. So the question here is that, does this rule truly serve justice? So what's the way forward? The intention behind the 3 year rule may not be entirely wrong, but it needs serious reconsideration. So instead of enforcing that 3 years of court practice, the system could introduce a structured 1 year judicial training program. And yes, there are judiciary training programs, but they could ensure more implementation of it, and so that the training provides them a basis of how the judges work and how the judiciary work. So this would ensure that future judges understand court procedure without delaying their careers. Then internships and courtroom exposure. So making judicial internships and court visits a mandatory part of law school gives student enough practical exposure without forcing them to wait for these 3 extra years. They can even make moot court compulsory. Now if we make moot court compulsory, that every law college should at least have certain participation in moot courts, and so that people can know that how the court functions, then this will also serve the purpose. And if the rule remains, the age limit for the judiciary should be extended, obviously, because judiciary exam, there is certain age limit only. So if they extend the age limit, so maybe the women who face delays due to marriage or family pressure still might have a fair chance. So the judiciary should be a place for best mind and not just those who can afford the time and privilege to wait. So this rule, though well intended, might be shutting doors for countless talented individuals, especially women. So if we truly believe in gender equality in judiciary, we need to rethink policies that disproportionately affect women. So Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Should the BCI reconsider this rule? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel for more such legal insights. So let's push for a fairer system together. So thank you, and meet you in my next video.